More cheaters caught. Getting sick of this. Let's talk about it. All right, so if you're a competitive angler, whether it's bass fishing, walleye fishing, whatever, unless you've been under a rock, you've seen the latest cheating scandal with the guys up north that got busted in a walleye event for stuffing fish full of weights. Not only weights, but weights, fillets of the actual walleye, and even a pair of pliers. I mean, oh my God. You've probably seen all the details. I'm not going to go through that. But it's just another case of cheaters getting caught. They just had a kid down in Texas get caught in a bass tournament. Shame on the parents or whoever taught that kid that cheating was okay, where they pulled fish out of a cage. But this is nothing new. Cheating in fishing tournaments is nothing new. When it gets caught in a large event, it makes a lot of news in the fishing world anyway. This walleye thing even made Fox News, I think. But overall, it probably happens a lot more than we think, and it doesn't make a lot of headlines or a lot of rounds on social media where people find out about it. So what are we going to do about it? I mean, on the kayak fishing, I'm from a kayak fisherman, and on the kayak fishing side, we've had our fair share of cheating scandals. We've had people cut boards. That was kind of the original big cheater. A guy had multiple boards in his boat, was cutting them and using the same fish to get multiple lengths and submit them multiple times using different boards. And then we had the tail cut off guy down in Texas. Brent Taylor got caught cutting tails off of fish and then covering the cut section with his hand to lengthen the fish. It looked like a funhouse fish, ridiculous. But he got caught, of course. We've had the run-of-the-mill cheaters of just literally taking fish from other people, fishing in illegal locations like out of bounds or beyond boundaries where they were supposed to be. Someone out on the East Coast actually got caught cheating by manipulating the data. Since we use catch, photo, release in kayak fishing and GPS data to verify where the fish was caught, this guy was manipulating the metadata in the metadata, I don't know, in the photo, the location data, to make it look like it was caught somewhere else at a different time. So all these different methods have been used. We're going to see more cheaters down the road. So the question is, what are we going to do about these cheaters in competitive fishing? Number one, I think we need to prosecute them to the fullest extent, because if they're winning a lot of money or a lot of high value prizes, then it's straight up criminal. It's a felony. You can't do that. It's stealing. But as organizations on the lower level, how do we prevent people with a history of this from getting into higher level events, or just being one and done? One strike and you're out, not multiple offenses and then they finally get caught at something big. We have a Facebook group called Kayak Bass Nation on the kayak side of things. It's a forum where kind of anything goes. We bring up all topics, and we've exposed a lot of cheaters there and put them on blast publicly. Some people don't like that. Some people think we should do it with everybody. I think we should do it with everybody. If you are caught cheating, not accused of cheating, if you are caught and confirmed as a cheater, your name should be plastered from the highest mountaintop so that every organization in the country knows you're a cheater, because there's too many instances, just like these walleye guys, where they got caught before, they failed lie detector tests. There was a lot of questions about their integrity and what they'd been doing in other events, and yet here they were allowed to fish in this event once again, and they were on the verge of winning $45,000 before they got caught. On the kayak side of things, there's a guy in Kentucky, the original board cutter guy. He won multiple events, was online talking trash about winning events before he got caught. The fella in Texas, he was a Angler of the Year candidate. Did he do that before he was cheating, or did he cheat to win that? We don't know, but he was around for a while doing what he was doing. So what's going to be our deterrent? How do we deter it? I think the deterrent has to be making an example out of these people. You got to make an example out of them from not only prosecuting them, legally. The game and fish commissions in these states and the law enforcement need to really make an example out of these people. And then the organizations themselves need to communicate, do what they can to not only deter it, but be more apt to catch it and not turn a blind eye to things that look questionable. The old saying, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. There's a lot of cases on the kayak side, probably on the bass boat side, where people look at a situation and say, yeah, that looks shady, that looks sketchy, but they kind of turn a blind eye because they don't want to black on the organization. There are stories of people failing lie detector tests and nothing's been done about it. There's people that are friends with tournament directors that kind of push the gray area and bend rules and do things they shouldn't be doing, but they just kind of sweep it to the side and don't say anything about it, and then they drop the hammer on other people. So we need consistent punishment across the board. I think these organizations across the country, whether it's kayak, fishing, bass boat fishing, walleye fishing, whatever, crappie fishing, whatever the deal is, they need to step up their prevention efforts and their enforcement efforts. And then somehow, as a fishing community, we've got to figure out a way to make the ultimate deterrence just putting them on blast. These walleye guys are a great example. That they've got memes and articles and things going all over the place. Those guys will never fish another tournament again. But if that had happened the first time they broke a rule, at least in the fishing community, obviously Fox News isn't going to pick it up if they won a Wednesday night jackpot tournament. But if one sketchy thing happens with a certain team or an individual angler, that needs to be spread everywhere. I don't know if there needs to be a national cheater database or what, but there's got to be a way to prevent this from happening down the road at all levels of fishing. So let me know what you think in the comments. What can we do as a group of competitive tournament anglers to prevent this, to catch this, and to stop it from happening in the future? As always, appreciate y'all watching.